The story begins with Seol Howie, who is badly injured. His comrades are also with him and they don't know where to go. Meanwhile, Gujong Myung, an elder of the Manhwa sect, kills his comrades. Also, his next prey is Seol Howie, with whom he has already cut his hand. There is no doubt that Gujong Myung is a master of martial arts. However, Seol Howie doesn't want to die and wants to live. His condition is miserable. Also, he can see the screen in front of him. There are many options, and he chooses the restart option with unopened eyes. In the following scene, he awakes in an isolated place. He thinks that he joined Demon Academy to learn demonic art, but they didn't teach him. Furthermore, here he was busy locating groups and other missions. After that, he can memorize that he has died. Scene changes when he rises to his training room. He wonders how it can be possible because he has died. However, he tries to think about it and confronts Chik-san and Juk Myung. Chik-san punches his stomach and humiliates him, but he can't do anything because he is with Black Demon leader Juk Myung. However, Juk Myung asks him to go to Imperial Court and moves toward it. He can also see 1 and 2 lifelines on their heads. While going, he thinks that everything that is happening has occurred before. When he reaches there, Mantis is also present here, who has plotted against him. In addition, he is the reason for his death. But he is not alone. Holy Deity Court's leader is also with him and objects to his bow. Seol Howie is not in this condition to revolt against them, so he bent more to show his obedience. Mantis has demonic flame power that can burn even bones. At the same time, Mantis asks him to join Chinil office, where all demonic arts books are. After that, Seol Howie knows he will give him a mission to Mount Hua sect, where he will die. At the same time, screen opens, which again gives him various options. He chooses the next order, because he couldn't cut his hand and could also not go Mount Hua sect to die. While choosing the option, the time has stopped, and even he cannot move. When the time resumes again, he asks them to pass another order. Mantis becomes furious and wants to take his life through the demonic flame. Seol Howie knows he has made a blunder because he cannot demand another order. Seol Howie is unable to breathe, and Mantis also calls someone. The girl appears that is vassal protecting the Supreme Court Lord. Her name is Hyukbai, and she puts her sword at his neck. In addition, she will take his life, but she stops at the order of Mantis. Now, he inquires about the reason for asking for another order. He then discloses that the Mount Hua sect will appear at the border of Hanong. And as he knows this important rumor, Mantis thinks it's accurate. So, he has altered his mind and says the vice principal will visit this place. But he also assigns him a task to grab the information after visiting this place. Seol Howie accepts it, and Mantis asks him to leave. However, he is happy because he doesn't kill him. Also, he looks at 4 life at the head of Hyukbai. After that, he moves to the stream and washes his face. Here he looks at 1 coin and his last chance on his head. Meanwhile, Chik-san arrives and starts speaking. But he only looks for 1 chance on his head and decides to kill him. Seol Howie takes out his sword, stabs it on his thigh, and kicks in his stomach. After an iconic fight, he kills and throws him into the stream by wrapping him with a cloth. Now, he knows that he can't go back because he has killed Juk Myung's man. He also looks at his reflection in the mirror where the statement has changed. Now, he has gotten a second chance and 2 coins. Also, we see that he has jumped to the next stage. However, he moves to Mount Hua sect with his team in a boat. When they reach, they meet with the captain of the Flying Assassin Squad, Chol Soo-jin. She asks them to be careful, because their enemy Mount Hua sect is here. So, she tells them to examine the area and tells them about the number of enemies and terrain. Now, they move to their mission, but Seol Howie has changed his direction. They move to the house, where he expects the swordsman shouldn't be here. Otherwise, he will die, and his team is also doubting him because he is acting weird. Meanwhile, the screen in front of him gives him 3 options while encountering the enemy. He is stunned, because he neither listens to the enemy's voice nor feels its presence. Nevertheless, he chooses to talk with the enemy instead of confronting him or running away. After some time, they listen to the voice and are alert to face him. Besides, they look at Gujong Myung, who has Plum Blossom Sword. He knows his death is in front of him, because he has not had enough power to overpower him. Also, he is terrified, because he wants to live and communicate with Gujong Myung. Gujong Myung is also shocked at how he can come to his patrolling area. In addition, he kills his team member and wants to kill him. He also thinks he has 2 chances to revive after death. Further, he remembers about his past, which he has suffered many hardships. Seol Howie doesn't want to die, so he asks them to run. In addition, he kills his team member and penetrates the sword into his body. Gujong Myung considers that they are too weak, and Seol Howie discloses that he knows he would come. That's why Gujong Myung is alert. He also killed them easily, and Gu Zhongmayang could not understand him properly. He is also shocked, pulls his hair, and inquires how he knows everything. But he doesn't tell him and says it's all because of his sixth senses. However, Xiao Howie pleads with him not to kill him. Gu Zhongmayang makes fun of him and wants to grab his power. But Xiao Howie wants another chance, and Gu Zhongmayang kills him with his sword. Apart from this, he is in an isolated place and has 3 options. He doesn't want to resume and decides to restart, but he hasn't a record. So, he can't choose this option and select resume. But this option is also not available, because his opponent's power is more than him. When he checks, Gu Zhongmayang's powers and attacks are millions, but power is only approximately 1,000. So, he has no other option except to choose a resume. Scene changes when he reaches the training room as he expected. He knows that he has only 1 life left and wants to become stronger. Also he hides, because Chik-san and Juk-mayang will come to meet him. However, they arrive and don't find him. Also, he can't see the lifeline on Chik-san's head, which means he can use power only once. He runs from the training room and accidentally looks in the mirror, where he finds that there is only last life left. He also knows that he can't escape these enemies, because they will find him and kill him. So, his sole objective is to become stronger and survive. Scene changes, where we look at him in the Supreme Court. Baeksuhi has chosen the option to restart. When Mantis asks him to join Chinil office, he says he is not qualified enough to join it. Also, when Mantis wants to assign him missions, the screen again opens. He has the first 2 options that he has already tried and will take him to death. So, he decides to choose the third option, cutting his hand. When he asks them to show his loyalty by cutting his hand, Mantis throws a dagger in front of him. He also has no choice, so he cuts his hand. Before he cuts his hand, Mantis utters a stop word, and Hyukbai arrives. She doesn't allow him to cut his hand, and the lords enjoy this scene. Mantis has also become glad and assigned him a seat in the Chinil office. Scene changes when he goes to Chinil office and gives his introduction. Xiao Howie is 27 years old and is in 12th position among 100 people. Secretary is also shocked at what this talented man will do here. However, he assigns him to work to arrange the book and will take responsibility for any book losses. Xiao Howie intentionally wants to join because he can learn many demonic arts here. Besides, he looks at 1 life on the head of Secretary. He wants to take his life because it will give him another chance to live. But he needs to find out how many commands he would have in martial arts. He jumps to the imagination where he stabs Secretary. But the attack can't take his life, and he holds his wounded arms. Now, Secretary counterattacks him and stabs him. Blood can be seen around Xiao Howie, and the scene jumps to the present. Here, he has understood that he is not strong enough to beat him. Secretary has only 1 life, depicting that his power is not more than Chik-san. Still, he is not eligible to knock him down and try to make acquaintance with him. He offers him money to show his sincerity. Secretary becomes happy by grabbing the amount and advising him not to mess